A single photograph, her youthful face framed in the evening news, became the opening chapter of a story the world thought it already knew. The morning after, she watched her own image flicker across television screens in a crowded cafe. Conversations hushed as people glanced her way. Her name trended online, hashtags framing her as the villain before anyone asked what truly happened. Reporters lingered outside her apartment, cameras ready. Old photos surfaced and were dissected for meaning. News programs replayed clips of her walking from her car, her eyes downcast, her expression unreadable. A hesitant smile in one interview was labeled calculated. When she wept, it was called an act. When she stayed silent, it became proof of guilt. Friends and neighbors were interviewed, their words edited to fit the narrative. Speculation replaced fact. A forgotten childhood story became motive. Details from her private life, harmless on their own, were rearranged until they formed an accusation. Every day she carried the weight of whispers and stares on the bus, in the grocery store, even in the faces of people she once trusted. Inside the courtroom, the verdict seemed inevitable. Jury selection made headlines. Sketch artists captured her posture, her hands twisting nervously. Evidence that contradicted the story was brushed aside, labeled irrelevant. Even the prosecutor's questions echoed the headlines more than the facts. Years slipped by under the shadow of suspicion. On appeal, cracks appeared, conflicting timelines, lost testimony, evidence that no longer fit. The pillars of certainty began to crumble. Yet when the official story collapsed, the damage remained. She stepped outside to a world that still remembered the headlines, not the overturning of her conviction. A hollow space remained where her future once was. Relationships dissolved, job offers vanished, and her name rarely escaped a search engine's shadow. The question lingered, not who committed the crime, but how a single narrative, repeated often enough, became unshakable truth. This case was more than a flawed investigation. It revealed how swiftly public opinion can be forged by relentless coverage, how easily justice can falter when perception outruns evidence, and how a life can be rewritten by stories never fully proven.